Hi viewers, the video today will feature a quick review of the watch that I have reviewed on this channel before, but in a different colour, and this is the DOXA Sub 200. But unlike the one I reviewed before, this is not the orange dial, this is the beautiful blue Caribbean. Now it might seem a bit daft to do a review of the same watch that I have already done on this channel, but in my opinion, especially with these DOXA watches, such a big part of the watch is the colour, and this feels like a totally different watch to the orange one. And I just wanted to show it and give you an idea of how this blue comes across, because it really is a marvellous blue dial and a very nice blue bezel as well. Now the dial itself is a matte finish, and it's a dark blue, but it has definitely some sort of white mix into it. It's kind of a milky dark blue, and the bezel is a much darker blue, but it's very smart. I really do like this colour. And with the orange one, I love the orange dial, but the bezel, it bugged me a bit after a while. It just didn't look right to me, and I think this is a better contrast. And with those markers filled with Loom, the applied markers, and then the white minute track, it just looks fantastic. I'll just go over the specs again quickly on this one. This is the case is 42mm, but it does seem smaller, which is good, and the thickness is 13.8mm. The lug to lug is just 46mm, and the lug width is 19mm. And obviously, this being called the Sub 200, it has a water resistance rating of 200 meters, and it's powered by the Swiss ETA 2824. Very reliable, decent movement. You've got a screw-in crown, lovely pop to it. Really silky smooth action. And the crown is signed with that Yeti fish. And with these DOXAs, I do love that box domed sapphire anti-reflective glass. Looks amazing. Love that. And they come on this wonderful beads of rice bracelet, really well made. Just love the way it drapes. The clasp, I'd like it. There have been some complaints, but I do love the design on that and the nice chunky embossing, but it is a little bit flimsy. But you've got the milled section there. What people don't like is that nasty stamped extension, but it's not a big deal for me. You've got a nice embossing there on the back, very smart case back, and the profile of this watch really is very distinctive. Beautiful shape to the case, nice combination of brushed and polished, just so well finished. These retail at around about $1,000, and I think that's a fair price. Maybe is a little bit on the steep side when you think about the class, but everything else very well made, so I think it's not a bad price. But for me, the colour is the star. That really is wonderful. Okay, I'm going to just slip that on the wrist, show you how that looks. These Sub 200s wear on the wrist perfectly. Really lightweight, very comfortable, beautiful, comfortable bracelet, and they sit so well. It does feel smaller than a 42mm. A very comfortable and accomplished dive watch with that wonderful vintage style. You can't really fault it. The bezel there, the insert is actually sapphire as well, very scratch resistant, and it is a 120 click unidirectional bezel, but a really lovely action. Very solid, no play at all. Very good. Lines up perfectly. I do love this model. I wouldn't mind each variation in every colour, but that would be crazy. Anyway, I'll just show you how the Loom looks in the dark now. That's probably the biggest letdown of this watch. The Sub 200 doesn't have very strong Loom. It's not terrible, but for the price and for the actual fact that DOXA are meant to be a proper professional dive watch brand, I don't know why the Loom isn't better. But you know, it'll do. It's I've seen worse, but especially for this price it should be better. So we'll just zoom in on the dial and look at that in a bit more detail. It's fantastic. Really very smart. I love that domed crystal, it looks amazing. And the indices really well applied, very well finished. And that profile is amazing, really good. Okay, well that's it for this one. Another review of the Sub 200, but in the blue dial, the Caribbean version. What a wonderful watch. Absolutely love it. Hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.